Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about Carvajal, Lucas Vázquez and Odriozola, basically the right back situation at Real Madrid currently. We're also going to talk about Jude Bellingham and his excitement to start playing for Real Madrid, and it wouldn't be a Real Madrid news video without some clarity on Kylian Mbappé. So we're gonna get that later on as well. So let's start things off with the right back situation. Now, I'm just gonna say this. It's not gonna be part of the video, but for the left back, it seems like Mendy would get a proposal from Saudi Arabia, and Real Madrid might target Alphonso Davies. Now, what about the right back? I think we need a right back more than a left back. Like we have brought in Fran Garcia this summer. So what do we do with right back? Because you need to remember, Carvajal is 31 and Vázquez has just turned 32. So essentially, we got two right backs. And by the way, Lucas Vázquez was never a right back. He was converted under Zidane as a right wing back, and now he's slowly and gradually started growing into the right back. But he's never been a right back. He's always been a winger, And what are we going to do at right back? Because the right back market, I think, is interesting. You got players like Hakimi that I think is just a dream, but I don't see him leaving PSG. And then maybe you could go with someone like Dumfries and maybe Frimpong, but realistically there really isn't that many. Now, again, you could say, a dream signing is Trent or Reece James, but realistically I don't see any of those. So what do Real Madrid do at right back? And that'll be interesting to see, because there will not be a change at right back. Maybe next summer, but I don't see Real Madrid making a change. And it goes back to that same point again. If you want to compete with Manchester City, you want to compete with these big clubs that have the amount of resources to win Champions Leagues, you need to be able to build a squad with depth that can challenge. I'm sorry, but we having to play Lucas Vázquez at right back just isn't good squad depth. Like, that's all I'm saying. Imagine Man City have to convert someone like Jack Grealish at left back because they don't have a left back. Like, you have to be able to, have a squad of players that you can trust and you can rely on week in, week out. And I don't think that Carvajal and Vázquez, and I'm not saying they're bad players, they're not bad players, but I don't think you can rely on just Carvajal and Vázquez as your right backs. You got Odriozola who's leaving, great, right? Who might be leaving as well. Not sure if he's actually going to leave. But you have to sort out that right back situation. The striker situation is as bad as it is, but the right back situation is another problem in itself. So I'm wondering what Real Madrid do. Right back, for me, I think it's pretty clear. You're not going to do anything. And then again, why don't we just give Vinicius Tobias a chance? I mean, he's come in for a season on loan from Shakhtar, and now he's going to extend her loan with a buy option or buy clause or something like that. But why not just give him a chance? Yes, he might be inexperienced, he might be young, but why not? Like, you've got nothing to lose. You're relying on two right backs who are 31 and 32 respectively. And surprisingly, I didn't really expect this, but Lucas Vázquez is actually older than Carvajal. So look, something has to be done, because you got a duo that realistically I don't think are good enough to compete in the big stage of European football. Not anymore. So you need to invest in the right back situation, the right back position. But let's see what happens. just for confirmation, Marca have said that this is Carvajal's 10th Real Madrid season, and AS in Spain have also confirmed that Carvajal and Vázquez will be the two right backs. So everything's pointing to, let's just keep Carvajal, keep Vázquez, sell Odriozola, and see what we can do next summer or the summer after, which is just not how we can compete with a big club, a big team like Man City financially as well. And it's tough because these teams, right, they're starting to really get into it. And Man City have won one Champions League now, but who knows? They could win two. Next season they could be champions again. Like, we don't know. So look, Real Madrid, to get back to itself, have to go in a direction. And I'm pretty sure Florentino Perez knows that as well, because he knows that he has to make big signings to get the club challenging for Champions Leagues again. So let's see what happens. But Carvajal and Vázquez will be Real Madrid's main right backs, with Odriozola most probably leaving. Now, we have got some quotes from Jude Bellingham himself. Now, I'm not sure, what event this was. I think it might have been one of those, what do you call them? But basically, an organization, with Bellingham as the main guy, to say the least. And then it's just kids, basically kids playing football, right? And he's just meeting the kids, and saying hi, and maybe playing with them or training with them. But he was interviewed by Sky Sports afterwards or during the event, and he has basically said some very mature, I would say, things really. Now, let's see what he has said. First up, he has said, I'm itching to get back and start playing. And also, Real Madrid, I'm buzzing. It's like a dream move for me. I've done all the media things, and now it's just about getting ready and start playing. I'm just so happy to be at the club. And also, I really want to start playing for Real Madrid. My presentation day was very special for me, but now I have to be ready to play in the team. That tells you a lot. That tells you that he is ready to play, ready to fight, and he knows that he has to prove that he is that player that everyone expects him to be. That's obviously we know he's a great player, but for him to come out and say such things at 19, technically now 20, it's just incredible. So I can't wait to see Jude Bellingham play, to see him in action. Very exciting indeed. Alright, now some updates on Mbappé. Fabrizio Romano has come out with this. Fabrizio Romano, I will keep it open. Let's see if there is any opportunity. But also for Mbappé, I will keep it open. I can't say in July that it is over. This was after being asked, is there a plan B for Real Madrid if Mbappé doesn't come? And there was also this. Between Mbappé and PSG, nothing has changed. Renew or leave. We have to wait for their conversation to see how this evolves. So look, we are still at where we were 3 weeks ago when we were reporting this. Look, this really can't be happening. We can't let this drag on. I know they're coming out with it's still where it was. There's still conversations yet to be made. Let's see what happens. But we are on the 3rd of July, right? I don't think that we should be out here in July waiting, and then August and waiting, and then boom, start the season with Joselu. Like, come on. This isn't like Sunday league teams. This is Real Madrid. So please, um, and it's interesting that Fabrizio has come out and said that let's see if there's an opportunity on the market, because we always hear this, don't we? That if there's a good opportunity for a player, and that could be Vlahovic or Kolomoani or someone like that, it does seem like Real Madrid are keeping a lookout. But the priority and the eggs are in the Mbappé basket. So let's see what happens, I suppose, according to Fabrizio Romano. Because, yeah, Real Madrid have to get going. There was this report that said that Real Madrid want to make their signings or completed by or before the preseason. I think it was Marca, if I'm not mistaken. But that is definitely not going to happen if Real Madrid are waiting for Mbappé. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your thoughts on Carvajal and Lucas Vázquez being Real Madrid's main right backs. Also your thoughts on Bellingham's interview and comments. And also Kylian Mbappé still on the same position that we were 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Let me know down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.